What is going on, folks? I hope y'all ready to have a blessed day, man. I'm ready, man. I so enjoy being light, man. Just being light, walking in the light as He is in the light, man. I'm just blessed, with the knowledge that we carry light, and knowing that in different situations, in darkness, that I can let my light shine, man, and that I've been chosen, man, and just the reality of Christ is just powerful, where we stand when we realize who we are. Anyways, this I'm making this video for hopefully for some people, man, to realize who these celebrities actually are. The mind-blowing reality of celebrities. If you're caught up in celebrities, I pray that you will hear this video. A lot of people will not, but hopefully it's a seed for the future. I've made peace with the fact that a lot of people are not going to listen to the reality of what celebrities are. So I've talked about this before. I just want to drop some more knowledge on it. Hopefully, the few that will listen. But celebrities have a job, man. So when you think about human beings, if you believe in the Bible, if you actually, if you slow down and you don't just read the book, but you actually pay attention and meditate on what's being said, the species of human beings, we were created for the image of God, which would, and that means the character of and the essence of God, for who God is, to be multiplied on this earth. So this earth should have just been a huge mirror, of who God is what you would have seen just looking at this earth, right? And we lost that, in the Garden of Eden with the fall of man, and we became like fallen angels. We became deceived by a fallen angel, and they gave us their nature, and they imprisoned us, which is why you see things are the way that they are. Why we work 9 to 5s, why not that we don't have to work, but come on now. We work and we give it away, and we work, and we give it away. And it's the Spirit of God that frees us from these systems, which is why it's so important to be born again, so that you can reclaim that dominion. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about human beings were not created to be celebrities. Look at what a celebrity is. A celebrity is very high-minded. A celebrity is shown to you to be in a very high position, so that you would desire the status that celebrity has, right? So when you see a celebrity, you see someone who, man, they're so talented, they are so gifted, they are such an awesome person that I want to be like that. And what I'm desiring to be like is actually negative. Is actually what they do actually produces death. It actually produces destruction. But because of the dark power that's working behind it, I can't even see that. All I know is I want to be like that. And that's how they capture generations. Okay, so when I was growing up, right, it was Lil Wayne. Oh man, Lil Wayne had me in a chokehold. Lil Wayne, T-Pain, which I don't listen to any secular music, and I'm gonna give you an example of why recently it really hit me. I like T-Pain singing, man, but I don't listen to T-Pain. But I just want to say I like T-Pain singing, and I believe that T-Pain got used. There's some celebrities who it's like they've gone too far, and a lot of them, I think they actually don't even exist anymore. I just think their likeness is being used. But there are some that got in, realized what was going on. A lot of them got trapped, and then they got out. You stop hearing about them. Sorry, I'm gonna lose a train of thought. But when I was growing up, Lil Wayne had me in a chokehold. You know, I had the Hot Boys. I had, I don't know, just my generation knows, you know, and the generation before that, everybody's had celebrities, right? Elvis Presley, uh, who's Gene Simmons. I think he was in Kiss, and there's a lot, you know, every genre of music. You've had celebrities, and this celebrity started out as a human being, just doing what they're passionate about, right? And then one day they got discovered. They started picking up traction, right? People started realizing, man, these people make good music. Now, don't forget that all humans were made for God's glory to be expressed in this earth, right? So these human beings, they're picking up traction and attention, and people are really noticing that they are really gifted in what they're doing. Not realizing that that thing that they're doing was supposed to be used to glorify God, but whose attention did it grab? The kingdom of darkness. Satan and the kingdom of darkness, they're really good at discovering talents and gifts, and they like to discover it in blind human beings, right? In human beings that are living in ignorance. You don't know that this world is spiritual. And as long as you don't know that this world is spiritual, I can get you, is how they look at it. That's how the kingdom of darkness looks at it. As long as you don't know this world is spiritual, I can get you. You're susceptible. Hopefully you don't have somebody that is a believer, that is a praying mother or father or grandma or grandpa or cousin. You know, hopefully you don't have somebody in your life that can pray and discern what's going on, that can see spiritual things that are happening, that are able, you know, and that understand spiritual warfare, because they can make things get revealed, they can break powers. But if you don't have that, the kingdom of darkness will exploit your talent. They will take advantage of your gift and use that for the kingdom of darkness, right? So, example, I love to use Taylor Swift, because Taylor Swift had this playful, bouncy music, right? And you know, I honestly, I liked some of her music, just the energy it brought. It brought like a happy energy with it, right? I've never been completely against any music if I can understand what's being said, and if it just gave me a certain type of energy, I would consider listening to it, you know. So with Taylor Swift, if you go back early on in her career, she had really like playful music, like music that made you want to be in a good mood. It made you want to dance. But one thing that, you know, scientists and the kingdom of darkness and just researchers all know is that music will go through your ear, and it bypasses any type of safeguard that you have set up, right? It can bypass all that, and it gets right in. So it doesn't matter what level of Christian you are, you know, and how much you're guarding your heart. If you allow yourself to listen to a secular music, what you'll notice is that later on, it'll play again in your mind, right? And that's because of witchcraft. We're not supposed to be listening to that stuff, because they know that it bypasses all of your, you know, it bypasses the security of yourself, right? And it needs to get that message on the inside and get that message in your heart, hopefully your subconscious mind, so that it can dictate some of your actions and some of your thinking. But it's a really wicked game. Now, going back to Taylor Swift, right? She's giving you these playful, bouncy songs, right, that make people feel good, and you know, they want to have innocent fun and stuff, right? And now I say that not fully understanding all the lyrics that she was saying, because now that once I got born again, I started hearing lyrics clear, and I started saying, whoa, hold on now, and turning stuff off. She started out making that playful, bouncy music, and then all of a sudden there came a turn in her career, right? And things went dark. There's even a song where at like the middle of the song, she's like, Taylor's dead. That's not a joke. They don't joke when they say that type of stuff. And the reality of that is, if you look at Taylor from that point, Taylor started making some dark music. But the reason it gets so dark is because these human being celebrities are made to do these dark things to hold on to what they've experienced, right? So just imagine you have a passion. You have a passion for singing. And people start noticing, man, this girl sings really good. Oh my gosh, she is awesome. She gives me chills when she sings. And in the Kingdom of Darkness, they notice that. And they, that's where all the record companies, they come in and they're like, hey, we can get you this, and that, and then you get on with, you get on with them, and they, they, before they have you sign a deal, they might give you a huge exposure, right? And everybody, they might even give you some money and stuff. But anyways, the whole thing is to lure you in, to trap you. Once they trap you, now this is the type of music you're gonna make. You're not gonna make that music anymore. We know you're good at bringing in people. They love listening to you. But we need you to push this message. This is, once you sign that contract, now sing this song. We're not worried about that no more. Now we're worried about how can we get the money. Sing this song. This song right here is going to encourage people to do immoral sexual activity and put their guards down and put their morals down. This music right here is going to do something different to them. But your side of the deal is you get money. You don't have to worry about struggling. And the side that they don't tell you about, though, the side that they don't tell you about is that they'll be practicing witches. They'll be practicing witchcraft. Jennifer Lopez, Shakira, Beyonce. I'm going to get crucified for that one. But Beyonce, I don't care what you say, because you have to understand that you don't know them and they don't know you. So they don't care about you. They don't love you, okay? This was all for money and fame. And what they don't show you, going back to where I said that Taylor Swift had that part in her song where she says Taylor's dead. What they don't show you is that people can go so far into the witchcraft that they can no longer return. I mean, like, they literally lose themselves, to where they have this split personality. That's the one performing on stage. Demonic entities enter them to where that's the one that's performing on stage. If you notice lately, a lot of demonic manifestations have been getting caught on camera because these entities are using these people's vessels, right? And these people are so yielded that they even testify to you that I'm on stage doing stuff that I can't do when I'm not on stage. And it's because when you exceed in this world, you need spiritual power. When you really, I don't want to glorify this thing, because I don't believe any human should be a celebrity. Maybe well known, but it's the spirit, right? So if there's an individual that is not in the Kingdom of Darkness that is well known, they should be well known for Jesus, right? Jesus should be the one being glorified and not the human. I don't believe humans are supposed to be celebrities. So going back to Taylor's dead, the reason they would say Taylor's dead is because, I don't talk about this a lot, but soul transfers, because only a select few will actually listen to this. Soul transfers. Believe it or not, in witchcraft, they've gotten to the point where they know how to take a human being, bring them to the brink of death, and in a sense, I mean, you could say they know how to bring a human being to death. They might block this video. They know how to get the soul out of the body. I know, mind blowing. They know how to get the soul out of the body, contain the soul, and place another soul or entity, being inside of the body, so that the human soul, the human being that was there, that everybody loves, is no longer there. So what happens when they do that? What happens when they do that is now you have a being that looks like the person that you love, but they are more yielded to darkness. They are more, they're more careless. They are of the kingdom of darkness. So now they are darker than ever. But you love the human that's not there anymore. But you've been given a mind that can't fathom the fact that that's possible. I love to say that this world is it's more than supernatural, man. This world is ridiculously supernatural. After the Garden of Eden, Satan didn't disappear. He's just hiding. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to reveal himself like that because humans are so deceived. That's the state that we're in right now. That's the fallen state that we're in right now. He just doesn't have to show himself like that. But if you remember when he tempted Jesus and he said, I'll give you bow down and worship me. I'll give you all the kingdoms of this world. That deal, that offer is still on the table. People will tell you that. But the thing is, the mind that you've been given through 12 years of education, through listening to the media, giving you a vision, telling you a vision on the television, it numbs you to all that. You'll never know that this world is spiritual unless somebody tells you, and the Holy Spirit touches your heart and unlocks your thinking, unlocks your mind. When they say you lost your mind, every human being in the beginning, we lost our mind. And Jesus restores that mind, man. So I'm telling you, if you are not in Christ, you better get back. I'm sorry that it's called that and that you've had bad experience with Christians, but it just happens to be, Christ just happens to be what it is. Christian just happens to be the title of the thing. But I'm telling you, it's a spiritual walk. So if you're not getting taught spiritual things, you're going to try to do it in the flesh and you're going to get hurt. You're not going to understand, because spiritual understanding is like backwards compared to natural understanding, you know? So this celebrity stuff, man, it's really dark. I believe it's losing its power, or should I say it's losing its grip. But it's witchcraft. It really is witchcraft. And it's not what you think. And when they have those concerts, they're harvesting energy. They're drawing energy from people. And people are reporting, feeling drained from those concerts. And that's exactly what it is. They're ceremonies. They're rituals. They're bringing in masses of people, and they're inserting spirits into people, and they're drawing energy from people. Now, it gets way darker than that, but I'm going to stop right there, man. Hopefully somebody learned something today. Get away from that secular music. One day I had a dream recently, and I was the day before, I listened to one secular song, and it's not a real, the song sounds so innocent, right? But anyway, long story short, I listened to the song the day before, had the dream at the night. The next morning, I'm trying to remember the dream, and that secular song started interfering and playing, and I'm like, oh, wow, I'm done with this. But man, y'all be blessed. Be encouraged.